Managing stress is not really letting go of it because we can't. It's going to be there, but it's how we cope in the midst of it all, how to thrive in the midst of the challenges. Mental health, stress management, and mindfulness. Let's have a recap on the importance of the caregiver's health from our previous episode. And I'd like to introduce what we will be talking about today. Mental health. In our last episode, we talked about physical health, movement, and to keep the body healthy and flexible. Simple exercises and stretches makes a tremendous difference. We also had little reminders of hydration, rest, and sleep. Welcome back to episode 3. My name is Patricia, and today we will be talking about stress management and mindfulness. So this is very important, and I don't think we look at it that way many times. We just continue with doing the things that needs to be done. Definitely, we need to look at how mindfulness and being in that present moment, how life-changing it can be. So I want us to acknowledge that every one of us brings something unique stressors like the emotional demands, responsibility, and how it affects us with the little time we have. Managing stress is not really letting go of it because we can't. It's going to be there, but it's how we cope in the midst of it all, how to thrive in the midst of the challenges. So it's trying to find a healthy balance that makes the difference. And for each person, it's going to be a little bit different. Sometimes we think it's impossible to find and make that time to look and say, how can I balance things? And it remains off balance, right? But balance begins on the inside. Balance begins internally. And being mindful plays a key role in all of this. If you're wondering, how is it that I can make this work? Let me give you this example. We all have things to do, lots of things to do. But what if we only focused on what we're doing at that specific time or in that moment? Do what needs to be done and then move on to the next thing. In the same manner, when we make the time for ourselves to relax, this is an example now. For example, I am watching a good movie, but my mind is not free to enjoy it. Why? Because I am so busy focused on all the things that needs to be done. And there will always be things to be done. So basically what happens is that I miss this moment where I should be enjoying the movie right now because I was too focused on what needs to be done or things that I still have to do. This is where it plays a key role when it comes to balance. The little time that you and I have for ourselves, let it be specifically for you. Be present and be mindful in that moment. Don't miss everything. Do we always have things that needs to be done? Yes. But we are only doing one at a time. Sometimes we're multitasking. So use mindfulness as a tool. And it's very important. Keep your mind calm. This is how you're going to manage stress a lot of the times. It's just taking that moment to just pause. Pause for a moment. Breathe. And you say, but I breathe all the time. Yes, we are. But when you stop to take a deep breath in that specific moment, and you can just close your eyes, I don't care if it's for 5 seconds, it makes a difference. So pay attention to these little things so you know where you are. And if you find that you're not present, bring yourself back. Okay? So those quick breaths makes a difference. Do those deep breathing, do some simple stretching, feel the sunshine, feel the sunlight, feel the warmth of it. just enjoy the peace, enjoy the quiet when things seem overwhelming. There is a moment when things become quiet. Find that space. It is available to all of us. So try to let go of the noise. Also, try to, when you, how can I put it? When you flex your muscles or you flex the body, try to tense it up and then relax it. Tense and relax. And then do that with your deep breathing. So even if you're in a chair or you're watching TV, you can still do this. And you can do this with your loved one. So take a few seconds to do this for yourself. I hope this is making sense to you. Setting realistic expectations and boundaries for yourself. I think one of the things that I find that is so important is that we set boundaries and then we break them because we feel bad. Don't feel bad when you set healthy boundaries for yourself. Or just setting boundaries. Start with a small one, something you're going to do for yourself, and when the time comes, you actually do it. So practice on yourself first, okay? And saying no, it's okay. You don't have to say yes all the time. There are other people that, we can ask to do something small. So try not to burn yourself out. Be compassionate with yourself. And try and plan something daily with those healthy boundaries where you keep it in check. Okay? Creating an environment that is encouraging and very positive for yourself. And so you say, how do I do that? Reach out for support. It could be family, it could be friends, it could be friends of your loved one, it could be a group. Reach out to somebody because somebody understands what you're going through. Okay? So finding the right people who have experienced what you have gone through. So you don't have to go through this isolation by yourself if you feel that way, because not everyone does. And so I want to close by saying today, your mental health matters. And it has nothing to do with mental illness, just to be clear. Okay, I just want to bring that up and make sure we understand where it is that if we can stay in a healthy space, it makes a difference. So take those small steps. Practice your breathing. Start there. Practice with just relaxing the mind and be mindful in the moment that you are in. Because when we think about it, that specific moment that you're in right now is what matters the most. So block everything else out and you say, it's hard for me to do that. The truth is, it's not impossible to do. So try and get yourself in that space and place where you feel, I just want this moment to myself. Even if it's for a few seconds, just pause for a moment and be present. And don't look at the watch, don't look at the clock, don't look at all the things that has to be done. They're still going to be there for you to do once you take those few moments for yourself. So why not replenish so you're able to do what needs to be done next? On that note, I'd like to say we are moving into episode 4. I can't believe it. It's moving pretty fast. And so I will share with you what's upcoming, and I don't want you to miss it because that is so important. We are working on it, and I'll be back next Tuesday, same time, same place. And remember, we are live Tuesday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me next week for a little bit more on where we left off here today. And I promise you that in some small way, if you put one thing into practice, it will make a difference for you long term. So do that for yourself. And remember, you are appreciated a lot more than you realize. Even if no one is saying it to you, let me say it. Thank you for being a caregiver. But I also want to thank you in advance for taking care of you so you can be better at what you do in order for you to give back. And remember, we cannot pour from an empty cup. So replenish yourself, and let your overflow be what you give, so you are never on empty. Until next time, see you then. Bye.